Hi, my name's Lauren Sharp, and I'm the Youth Development Educator.
Hi, and I'm Chris Looking, the Agriculture and Natural Resource Educator, and we're going to show you this fun activity today.
Today we are talking about pollinators. Pollinators can be bats, birds, butterflies, moths, flies, beetles, wasps, small mammals, and most importantly, bees. Pollinators are hard at work, providing vital but often unnoticed services. They pollinate crops like apples, blueberries, strawberries, melons, peaches, potatoes, green beans, almonds, and even chocolate. Believe it or not, pollinators are responsible for bringing us 1 out of every 3 bites of food we eat. They also sustain our ecosystems and produce natural resources by helping plants reproduce. Many pollinator populations are in decline, which is attributed most severely to a loss of feeding and nesting habitats. Pollution, the misuse of chemicals, diseases, and changes in climate patterns with severe storms and hurricanes can contribute to shrinking pollinator populations. Without pollinators, our food supply and surrounding landscapes might someday collapse. Scientists and researchers have partnered and studied pollinators for over 3 decades. What their studies show is that conservation techniques work. If everyone, including you, makes an effort, we can change the future of pollinators and secure our food supply. Farmers have learned that by adding green spaces to portions of their fields, farmers have been able to attract more beneficial pollinators to their fields and have seen an increase in their crop yield. These areas around the edges of the crop fields are helping to increase biodiversity and give pollinators a place to live. Homeowners can help too. Home gardens can attract pollinators, which will sometimes help increase garden yields, such as strawberries and melons. This also helps them grow bigger and more flavorful. Researchers have found that local native pollinators prefer to go to native plants. They'll go to bright, colorful flowers and use them as a nectar or food source. It's important to have plenty of flowers to be a nectar source for our pollinators. However, these plants can also be a food source for their caterpillars to complete their life cycle. Native plants are also pleasing to look at in our environments and bring hummingbirds and other wildlife in to enjoy the native plants. We really depend on these pollinators, and we can create a mini habitat of native plants for pollinators in our own backyard. And today, you're going to learn how to make these seed balls that you can use to plant little pockets of flowering plants, which will help increase pollinator habitats. Let's see how we can help.
First, we're going to put on gloves because this project can get a little messy. Then you're going to take your already measured out 5 cups of soil and dump it in a larger container. Once that's been dumped in, you're going to add your air-dried clay, which you should have about 2 cups. Once those have been mixed together, you're going to add a cup of water, a little bit at a time. And then you'll start mixing your soil and clay together. Make sure you break up any lumps of clay that's in the soil. Next, you'll want to add in a cup of pollinator seeds. I usually make a center into the clay and dump it directly in. After you've dumped them into your center, you'll go ahead and fold those in. Once you've rolled in all of your seeds, you'll want to take your clay and roll it into about an inch size ball. Once you've formed your seed balls, line them up neatly with space in between so that they can dry. After you've rolled out all of your seed balls, you should have roughly 36. These are made to support pollinators. Once you're done, you'll want them to air dry for 24 to 48 hours, and then you can just throw them in your yard.